And I'm also grateful to be able to present my research here. So the research is about COVID-19 classification using cough sound. This research is conducted by me, Dandi Arif Rahman, and also my supervisor, Desi Puji Lestari. Also, we thank AI Center Institute Teknologi Bandung for supporting this research. So first, I would like to give a brief outline about our presentation today. We will start with intro of the research. Then we will continue on the proposed method, experiment, analysis, and last we will wrap up with conclusion and future works. So as we know, the COVID-19 is the currently happening pandemic. So many people suffer and even die during this pandemic. So basically, what is the COVID-19 itself? COVID-19 or coronavirus disease 2019 is a disease caused by a new type of coronavirus, namely SARS-CoV-2. And the common symptoms are cough, fever, fatigue, shortness of breath, loss of smell, and loss of taste. And how does it infect people? So the transmission of COVID-19 generally occurs due to the transmission of droplets that is produced by coughing, sneezing, breathing from an infected person to another person. And what are the conditions now? Up until now, the COVID-19 cases, there is 219 million cases and 4.555 million deaths worldwide. But fortunately, the vaccine is available now, but we have to keep in mind because the virus keep mutating. So these are the current COVID-19 testing methods. The first one is the antibody test. Basically, it detects the antibody built because of the infection of COVID-19 in a person. And the second one is the antigen test. It looks for the fragment of the virus without amplifying or replicating in the lab, meaning that it is fast because it doesn't need a lab to get a result. And the third one, and the current gold standard, is the PCR test. So the PCR test basically detects the RNA of the COVID-19 virus. All these tests are the best we got right now. It detects the COVID-19 pretty accurate, but one thing we have to keep in mind that the mass test is needed in order to detect the COVID-19, in order to detect a fraction of infected people in a population. And if we can do it massively, we can isolate those people, so it can contribute to slow the spread of the COVID-19. So talking about this test has common downfall because they are not cheap. They have high risk of getting infected while being tested because we have to go somewhere and we don't know if people in that area is infected or not. And the third one is difficult to scale up or difficult to done massively because of this reason. It's not cheap. So we need to find a way to support these three methods to be able to perform effectively. Currently, there are some related works about detecting COVID-19 using cough sounds. The first one is work by Brown et al. So they use MFCC feature combining with the VGGs, and then they use the logistic regression, XGBoost, and SVM classifier. Second one is the work by Laguarta et al. They also use MFCC input, combining with a ResNet model, and then they predict whether it is COVID-19 or not. And the third one is research by Bhagat et al. They use log mail spectrogram and use CNN, and then they predict whether it's COVID-19 or not. Sadly, from these three works, they use private dataset, meaning we can use the dataset to compare our method to this related work. So I will be going to the second section about proposed method. So our goal in this research is to utilize AI to detect COVID-19 cheaply with lower risk and can be done massively. Few researchers have been conducted this research, as I have mentioned before, and they the research itself is categorized into mainly two, where the research is only crowdsourcing the COV data to creating an AI model. And from these facts, we hypothesize that the cough sounds can be a beneficial feature to classify COVID-19. As I have mentioned in the earlier section, the common symptom of COVID-19 is cough. So in this scenario, we will train an AI model using cough sounds, and the predicted result will help prioritizing people who will get a further diagnosis using the gold standard PCR. So the pro of this scenario, it is cheap and it has lower risk because we don't need to transport to anywhere else. And also it's easier to scale up because we are talking about AI model that is embedded in maybe mobile app, because if it is deployed in a mobile app, everyone can download it from their mobile devices and use this AI model to predict whether they are infected or not. So in this research, we will mainly focus on training the AI model. So this is the pipeline of creating the AI model to classify COVID-19. The first step is data gathering. So these are the best we could get, the open source dataset. The first one is COVID dataset, and the second one is COSPARA dataset. And then we will do data processing, like filtering on the cough sounds, missing values handling. And then we extract some feature. These are the feature I propose: MFCC raw, MFCC star, and log smell spectra. And then we will split the data into train and test with a stratified manner, with the ratio of 9 and 1 respectively. And then we will do an imbalance data handling using random undersampling, random oversampling, and SMOTE. Then we will continue to train the model using KNN, SVM, XGBoost. Then we will evaluate the result and analyze using these three metrics: sensitivity, specificity, and AUC. So these are the diagram of the feature extraction. I think I will skip this one. These are the imbalance data handling we will use. And the evaluation matrix is sensitivity. Sensitivity is the percentage of predicted positive from patients who are COVID-19 positive, while the specificity is a value of percentage of predicted negative from patients who are healthy, while the AUC, AUC-ROC is sensitivity plus specificity divided by 2. And then we will continue with the experiment. This is the experimental design. We use 2 datasets, 5 feature extraction, 3 imbalance dataset handling, and some set of hyperparameter for each model. So these are the result for each dataset. We got the best result with 0.773 using SVM, using NMF spectrogram, SVM, and undersampling imbalance handling in Coswara dataset experiment result. And then we will continue to the analysis. So as we can see, these are the top 10 experiment result and bottom 10 experiment result. These are the box plot. The x-axis is the data set. The y-axis is the value of AOC, ROC. So the top 10 experiment, we can see they were trained using Coswara dataset, while the 7 out of 10, the worst performer was trained using COVID dataset. From the box plot, we could see that the Coswara, the model that trained with Coswara performs better. And also after recheck to the COVID dataset, it has a lot of noise. So maybe because that's the reason. Also, we do retrain on the best perform model using both datasets, but the result is not increased, meaning training using both dataset does not increase the model performance. This is an indication that the model built is still not robust enough and still depends on the quality of the dataset. And then we will continue analyzing on the different feature extraction. From here, we can see the top performer is trained using NMF spectrogram. 4 out of 10 top results were trained using NMF spectrogram. Also from the box plot, it can be seen that the NMF spectrogram gives higher AOC, ROC overall result. And then we will continue looking to the difference in balance dataset handling. So as we can see from the box plot, they are pretty give similar results. But if we deep dive, actually the random downsampling is preferable because it uses less memory usage and it's less complex, and the computation time is lower rather than the upsampling and SMOTE technique. Then we will continue looking from the different modeling techniques. We use 3, SVM, KNN, XGBoost. And if we see from this box plot, the XGBoost performs better overall. But we can see from this table is about experiment result for SVM models only. And we can see that SVM combined with the MFCC don't give a good result. It can be seen with the extreme difference of sensitivity and specificity, meaning it doesn't generalize the model well. And then we will continue to conclusion and future works. So the first NMF spectrogram feature extraction increase the model performance. Second, overall, XGBoost perform better than SVM and KNN. Third, random undersampling is preferable in terms of memory usage, complexity, and computation time. And then the cleanliness of the voice recording data has a major effect on the classification performance. Then best performer was using NMF spectrogram, undersampling, SVM, and trained in the clean dataset, which is Coswara. And however, it should be noted that as I mentioned before, the SVM modeling technique does not work well with feature-based on MFCC base. And about the future works, we can do a more carefully recheck the recording and remove non-cuff sounds from the dataset. This can be done manually or by creating a cuff segment classifier. And then we can also try the deep learning based modeling because deep learning is proven to work better in other domains rather than shallow learning modeling techniques. So thank you. That's the presentation from me. If there are any questions.
Mas Dandi, it's very excellent presentation. So we already have one question from Ganim. Ganim, you want to directly ask the question or I just read? Okay, I think I can read for you. Question for Dandi, like you said it was cheap and also no risk of infected and also easier to scale up, but how to distribute the app actually? I mean, he talking about the product, the final product, and also how to capture the same quality of sound, and also some specific device can capture this high quality, like how to scaling, how the easy to scale. Can you elaborate more about that, Dandi?
Thank you, Mr. Ganim, for the question. So basically what I mean by cheap, no risk of infected and easier to scale up is first, first of all, it's still our hypothesis, because if we think about the current method, why it is more expensive rather than the AI-based model, it is because first we have to go somewhere to get tested, and the second one we have to buy the tools to perform the COVID test, and additionally the test that needs a lab like PCR test, it's unquestionably is a lot expensive. Well, if we are thinking about developing an AI model, I think it can be said that it is cheaper than doing these methods, because we can just collect the data, of course the good data with good recordings without a lot of noise, and we can train the data, and I think we can deploy it in a mobile device. So that's the reason why I wrote those 3 points.
I think there's another question from Jonathan. It's related to the sound quality also, like similar, a bit similar with Ganim. Can you discuss about that? So sound quality when people capture is maybe different. So how to check that?
So so the environment recording must be different from people to people. Maybe in some scenarios they record themselves in a still condition, when the other may record themselves in a noisier condition. So the question is how we handle these problems. I think we can handle this problem by creating a data set that is augmented with a noise, so the AI model can generalize better in those conditions.
So the next question, Norihi Kitaoka, something you want to ask?
Yeah, thank you.
Directly? Yeah.
So very simple question. So how is the ability of the human doctors? So Is this a very difficult problem, or human can distinguish this? And so, how is human doctors' ability?
I'm really sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, okay. So this is distinguished by the machine, but how is distinguishment ability by the human doctor?
Okay.
Human doctor can distinguish the COVID from using this sound.
Okay. Thank you for the question. So as I know and as I have listened to the data set itself, it's quite hard to distinguish, or maybe it's quite impossible for a person or human to distinguish between COVID-19 cough and healthy people cough. But what motivates me to do this research is because in many fields of machine learning and AI, the ML model has outperformed the human in distinguish some cases, and maybe this also applies in this condition where the machine can detect or can distinguish the difference of COVID sound cough and healthy cough sound.
Okay, thanks.
I have like last one question, like small question about like how if like like 1 of 3 people with COVID has no symptom at all. So I mean, so they are not coughing, even they are not having fever. So what do you think about this kind of test to test that kind of like OTG people, like people with not symptom?
Okay, thank you for the question, Ibu Binar. So actually, and in most of some of the research has also mentioned this condition. So in this data set, actually it's a forced cough. So whether they are feeling sick or not, they forced to cough, and also there are also ground truth label or PCR label of these people. So I think with this condition, and additionally, if we have a lot of more data, this scenario can be handled.
Thank you so much, Dandi, for the presentation and also for discussion with all of the participants. We can give applause for Dandi.
Thank you.
With the summary action.